Hello, Vac fans. Well, I've dug out my old green t-shirt, last seen in the pneumatic George demonstration. Now, it's not the green of the vacuum I'll be unboxing, but it's as near as I can get. I do apologise. Because the vacuum inside this cardboardy box is green. Now, I've tried to match the socks with the vacuum as well. They don't match the t-shirt either, but the colour of green, the colour of green in these socks, there we are, look, socks. There we go. This will be pleasing some folk.
Hello, my name is Mr. Sock.
And I'm Mr. Sock's friend. We like to sit on feet.
Oh yes, I do.
There we go. So they're green. Oh, I can't be doing this. I'm too old for getting on the floor. One day I'll not be able to get back up again. And I'll be found half consumed by Molly and Daisy because I won't be able to feed them and they'll have eaten my face off. Ooh, just like that clip in Game of Thrones when this nasty man, obviously if you're a young kiddie you won't have seen Game of Thrones, and I don't recommend it even as an adult because it's a bit, I have to watch it like this. I turn away when the gory bits are on, I just look at a vacuum brochure. But in the last Game of Thrones I saw this nasty man who was due to get his comeuppance, as all nasty people do. They all get their comeuppance in the end. His own doggies ate him up for tea. So that's a warning to us all, isn't it? If you're nasty to folk, you might find yourself being eaten by your family pets. So I do try to be nice as one can. This is a Hoover Compact, made in France, the very bottom of the range. I'm not sure if this is first generation. I can't even remember the colour of the hose. If it's got a cream colour hose, cream coloured ponies. If it's got a cream colour hose, it's the very, very first generation. If it's a black, or possibly a dark brown, or possibly even a black tulip shadow hose, then it's still first generation, but sort of MK2. They changed the colour of the tools quite early on in the compacts and Sensortronics. They all had cream tools with plastic extension tubes, and then very shortly, oh, it's black. It's as black as your hat. There we go. Right, it's always because this is an old cleaner, and this has been on eBay since year dot. Anyway, what I'll do, you don't want to look at me for much longer, I'll focus down on the box and we'll just see if this is going to be a great, or it's going to be a, I bought a spare wheel for it, it's got a wheel missing, so I'm hoping the spare wheel I bought, it's not for this model, it's for a similar one, I'm hoping that will fit, fingers crossed. Right, I better get cracking, I haven't got much memory left on my memory card. Oh yes, it's a later. I'm not even sure if the bottom model came with the contour grip hand thingy. The very first generation certainly didn't. It came with a double stretch or Hoover Flex hose, the first ones. Oh, I've not handled one of them in many a year. This is the original sort of pistol grip, basic hand grip, not the remote control one. You've got a little button here that releases whatever you put into the end there, your tube or your nozzle, and you've got little suction control. Normally the hoses should clean up, I mean it's gunked up, look at that, gunked. But a nice hot bath with some biological washing powder is the best thing. I used to use like washing up liquid, but you'll find, don't do this when your parents are in or you know who you live with. Make sure you clean the bath. What I do is put an old towel, an old bath towel in the bottom of the bath, and then I fill it with the water and the washing powder, and then I soak all the bits in. That protects the bath from scratching then. That's the end. Swivels. Got a little arrow. Can we see? There we go. There's a little arrow that you line up on the machine. It's quite a nice long hose for a budgety cleaner. I think all the tools probably are genuine. I do believe though that I keep going on about the first generation compacts. If I've got a picture, I'll pop one up. I'll pop one up here, look. there's a picture, if I've got one, otherwise you're just looking at this. If I've got a picture of the original leaflet, it was a separate leaflet, it does show cream tools, and I'm pretty sure the base model, which this is, didn't come with a dusting brush. I think it came with an all-purpose brush and a crevice nozzle. If memory serves me correctly, here is the all-purpose nozzle. These are just the same as the Hoover Sensortronics would have had. That's a bit scratched. Yeah, little crevice tool. Started to go shorter until this. I think Hoover did sort of the 30 centimetre, 12-inch length. They've started going smaller, but obviously that was so they could fit inside. Not on this model, but on other models that had tool storage. Oh. Well, I might be able to get some of the rust off with a Brillo pad and then polish it up, but looks like it's been stored in a barn, doesn't it? I can't even remember how much I paid for this. I think it was on a buy it now, and I offered a bit less. Yeah, oh looks, oh now, you see this is something that happened even to me, but that is pretty bad. You can still get these. Looks like I'll have to be ordering some, because I've got another cleaner that needs some. The locking ring, can you see where it's all damaged? Even on my cleaners, I had a Sensortronic Total System 5, but it had a metal tube, and the locking ring around here broke quite soon. But Hoover, I sent them a letter, yes, back in the day when you wrote letters, I sent them a letter complaining, and they sent me some new tubes. Oh yes, I think I'm going to have to get another tube anyway. I think this only had one. Oh well, I've completely misjudged the green, I think, haven't I? I've completely misjudged. I don't think that's a match. Do you? Let's have a look at the sock. You see, it's a bit better, but still it's completely the wrong green. But I haven't got anything of this green. Oh dear. Oops. Of course it's going to wobble. It's got one leg missing, or one wheel. Now I don't think I ever had. I never had this model. I thought, well, what's the point? Just for a little bit more, I could have the one with auto cord rewind and the bag check indicator. The one up from this was the Compact Super. Picture here. I had that model in the red colour, and I didn't like these because there's nowhere to put the flex, obviously, because look, no cord reel on this model. On the Compact Super there would have been, and on the Compact Super at the front there'd have been a bag check indicator. But these cleaners don't turn up very often, and I'm just glad to have an earlier compact shaped vacuum. I'm hoping, I don't know if I've got the correct wheel. There's the wheel that's okay. I might have actually, it might be right. Now this is a wheel that actually is for a Hoover Aria, which is basically a Hoover Compact. I might. Look, I know it doesn't match as far as it doesn't have the trim, but it looks very similar. Do you think it's going to fit children? Oh. No, it isn't. Oh, I'm going to say a rude word. Oh, flip. I really should have thought about this. Well, it doesn't fit at the moment, but who knows. I've got so many projects that need doing, you know, so many vacuums that need things doing to them. I've had them years in some cases. What I'd really want to do, if I had the money, I'd send them all over to Sam, Becco. I can't remember the whole, Sam. His channel is Becco something or other. Oh, I'll have to check, hang on. Oh, there we go. Becco 1987 is Sam's channel. I don't know if that means you were born in 1987, Sam. I don't know why you're using Becco, honestly. They don't even make vacuums. Anyway, Sam, at the time of making this, has started talking. He can speak, he speaks. So Sam is very, very good, far better than I am at restoring vacuums. He always does a very good job. if you're ever to buy a second-hand cleaner off Sam, you know you'll be getting something good. I haven't. I've never bought anything off him, but from what I've seen of all his tear-down posts and threads he puts on various websites and things, and his before and after videos, he knows what he's doing. I'd love to be able to send, I must have at least 10 vacuums. I'd just love to ship off to Sam and say, there you go, Sam, knock yourself out, restore these please. Obviously I'd have to pay, but I don't have the money at the moment, but I'd love to be able to do that. Here's the cleaner itself. I mean, it's going to clean and buff up pretty well. There's no deep scratches. Any scratches on it will clean off, will buff out. With car polish, Auto Glim car polish I use, will get this. It looks pretty good now. Here is the rating sticker. So it's Hoover model S3196, made in France, in Dijon, France actually, where the mustard comes from. Trademarks of Hoover PLC, 700 watts, which is becoming the norm now, isn't it, for vacuums, 700 watts. But in the day when this was made in the early to mid 80s, 700 watts was, you know, vacuums were creeping up. Sort of a standard would be maybe 1,000 watts for a standard vacuum, and it was creeping slowly up and up. So 412011613, the serial. Don't know how we date it, but I'm saying it's 83, 80. I don't think it's 82. I think the compacts were launched in 82, but because this has got the black tools, I think it's in 83, possibly in 84. I'm not sure when the second generation compacts. See, look, there's a little cutout here for a power takeoff socket. The range this came from, it was compact, compact super, and compact total system. The compact total system was in cream and brown, and that featured the electrokinetic power driven head, and that plugged into here. You plugged the hose in, and then there was a little lead, I think, that came out of the hose. You didn't have to clip the lead to the hose, it was built into the hose, but I think it did have a little lead that came out and connected to there. Here's your little rocker on-off switch. Obviously you've got your exhaust vent there, which means you can stand it on its end for cleaning stairs and things, and you're not blocking off the exhaust vent because it's not on the bottom, it's here, so it's still allowing the air to flow out. Okay, well, apart from the wheel not fitting, I did really think it would fit, but there might be something I can do about that, because it does look like it might fit. I'll look into that a bit more detail at some point. So to get into the bag compartment, oh, we've got a famous date wheel. Let's have a look at the date wheel. What's it say? It says, can hardly see it. Oh, 84, 11, November 84. Well, that dates this part. So, yeah, it can't be earlier than 1984. I think the whole cleaner would have been made in 84, I'd say. Still got an original bag in, look. And, oh good, got the bag slide. Oops, I better, that's broken. I better get some actually, before they start to become scarce, because they will. You know, models from the 80s and 90s, a lot of the parts aren't available. The bags are still. But I must get some genuine bags. There's the second generation compacts. I like the compacts. So there we go, there's that. Seems to have an original filter in place as well, but again that's dirty, you can wash it. I'll see if I can get a new filter for that. There's no exhaust filter. Oh dear, look. There's a bit of, I don't know if this has been removed, because the seal probably needs a new seal around this part. It's a bit, there's a little loose bit of the seal there, whether this has been opened. Right, I'm pleased so far, more or less, you know, considering, as I say, I'm sure a lot of you probably saw this on eBay, because it's been doing the rounds for a long time. And I was always put off, as I'm sure a lot of you were, by the lack of the wheel. And then I thought, I couldn't find the original wheels for this, they're no longer available, but when I saw a wheel for the Aria coming up on eBay. I thought, well, that could fit. It looks like it would. It still might, you know, it might fit. Let's pop the bag back in before I switch on anyway. So if the motor sounds okie dokie, pig and a pokey, I'll be quite pleased with this. Still, you know, it's a budget cleaner. It was a budget cleaner for Hoover. I think this would have retailed for about £70, which was budget back then. 60 to 70. You might have got it for 65 or 59.99 if there was an offer on. It's a shame. It's obviously it's got one wheel missing, so it's going to be leaning. Let's have a look at the cable. Now I will risk my life by plugging it in without checking anything. I shouldn't, and you shouldn't, although it might have a different plug put on, but the plug, at least they've actually wired the plug. Well, I don't know if they've wired it correctly, but at least they've done the cord grip correctly anyway. Now that's the on position, so I'm going to put it in on position and plug it in. Oh, light the blue touch paper, so to speak. Now then, I think I can unplug this. Right then, folks. Oh dear, let's sit down. I'm going to plug it in. Oh, be still, my beating heart. Well, don't be still, no, but stop beating so fast. Right, it's plugged into the wall, but not switched on at the wall socket. Okay, I'm about 8 feet away. Can you hear me, Mother? Right. Oh, just do it, Rog. No, I can't. Yes, go on. Well, that's not too noisy. That doesn't sound too shabby either. I'm no expert like Sam. He's heard more rough sounding vacuums than I have, I expect, but that sounded okay. So, on the whole, as I say, I can't remember how much it was. I didn't pay a huge amount for this, but on the whole, I'm pretty pleased with it. Yeah, nice to have a compact again. Ah, there we go. So, folks, that's it for today. Oops, a daisy. Thought it was going to topple. Oh, yes. So it needs not just one, but it needs 2 new extension wands. There's no way I'll get one of those. I might, if I'm lucky. I might even be able to get a new base plate. I don't know. I'm always checking eBay. I don't really want to be running that up and down my lovely clean carpet, recently bisseled, so I won't. Oops! Of course, yes, of course, Roger, it's not going to hold in place. That's not going to hold in place because that locking ring, I don't think that's going to be affected, whatever. Oh, it is, slightly. That's not going to hold though. I tell thee it's not. I'll put it down that way, I think it looks nicer. In its operating position, despite the fact it's got the lean. It's a very long hose. Oof, there we are. Just trying to make it look pretty for you. You know, for the final shot. Ooh, still plugged in. Still plugged in, Roger. It's still plugged in, but not actually, wasn't turned on at the socket. Let's get the wire out the way. Try and make things look pretty. Oh, I bet this vacuum cleaner, wherever it used to live, probably in a shed or in a barn, I bet it didn't think that one day it would be owned by Mr. ibaisaic or whatever and featured on YouTube to a potential audience of millions of vacuum fans. Not that I don't think there are millions of vacuum fans, but there are a lot of us, and a lot of you, I'm sure, used to think you were the only ones. Well, a lot of you growing up now, a lot of you very young vac fans, will know from YouTube that there are quite a lot of other vacuum fans, but when I was your age, I thought I was the only one. And I was rather disappointed to learn that I wasn't. I thought, oh, I'm unique. Nobody else likes vacuums the way I do. But yes, there are plenty of you, aren't there? Otherwise, I wouldn't be making these videos. But I'm glad there are, because I don't like talking to myself. Well, I don't mind it, but it's nicer to chat to other vac fans and to see your comments. So that's it. There we go. Not too bad, not too shabby. Needs a bit of work, but all in all, I'm giving it a thumbs up. Can you give me a thumbs up too? Please, it would help. Thumb me up, subscribe if you don't already. Check all my other videos. There's loads to watch. If you've only just discovered me, and where have you been? But if you've only just discovered the wonders of my channel and the wonders of vacuums, then you've got lots and lots to watch, so you can while away the long winter evenings watching me unbox and demonstrate the humble vacuum cleaner. So from this video, from me to you, it's goodbye, see you very soon, and thanks for watching.